don't have a mic.
On mute. That happened to me.
Come on, guys.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
All right. Oh, as soon as I walk down here, I gotta stay up here. Check. Check.
Unless it's battery.
Hold on. Talk station.
Please hold. We have a microphone issue.
Turn it on.
You're on.
Okay, good afternoon, bowling fans, and welcome to 222 Dutch Lanes for the finals of the Bowling Center Championship for the PJBT, sponsored today by Lane Tamers Pro Shop and Brunswick. Time to introduce our three remaining teams in the tournament. We will have a one-game match head-to-head with our 2 and 3 seed teams. The winner of that semifinal match will advance to take on our tournament leaders for the title. Okay, time to introduce our top three teams in the finals today. Our number 3 seed team is Howell Lanes, Paul Lamp, Haley Germatig, Caitlin Mikulski, Jason Bennett, and Michael Fogarty. In the first match and semifinal match, they will be taking on our number 2 seeds from Jersey Lanes, Brighton Boyce, Jamid Collins, Michael Martins, William Cunningham, and Kai Struthers. And the winner of that semifinal match will take on our tournament leaders, who already earned a $500 scholarship, 100 per bowler for the top scratch team in today's event, from Fort Meade Bowl, Jackson Beach, Aiden Watts, Cameron Bennett, Chase McLean, and Nick Tretler. Did I say Chase? I meant Chance. Sorry. Chance McLean. And I'm going to present them with their scholarships at this time. Congratulations, Jackson. Cameron. Okay. All right, let's have a nice hand for our finalists for today's event. You two teams go to 5 and 6. And everybody else will go to lane 1. Five and 6. All right, your lanes are on for practice. Three balls. I don't see.
Oh, look at this guy. the shot, Michael. Everyone saw Michael threw a shot, right? Shake the dog and fit a human. This is my second shot. Third. I'm taking this from this. I'm in fire. Should I stay there? Same guy. Partner, can we hire you for spare shooting?
Just right.
What's your rate for spares?
Just right. Trader, you don't get that.
Say what? Buy me a drink? Is this my drink? No, it's not my drink. What'd you get? So did I. So it doesn't matter. That's yours?
What?
It's still practice. So it's legal. It was on the ground. I had to do something.
Okay, bowling fans, we're going to begin our semifinal match for this year's Bowling Center Championship. In just a moment, we'll have the bracket updated on tournamentbowl.com. So, give us a moment, and once our bowlers practice, we'll talk a little bit about today's pattern. Today's pattern was the Amateur Bowlers Tour number 2, which was not a hard pattern. It was more of a recreational type pattern. And we are left with 3 teams left. I believe 2 of them are from Jersey, 1 are from Maryland today. Our Fort Meade Bowl team dominating performance, going 450 over for 5 games. And then Jersey Lanes was 300 over for second place, and then Howell went minus 40 to jump into third. So, and we'll be using lanes 5 and 6 for this semifinal match. Then once that match is over, Then we will go to 3 and 4. And the title match will hold on 3 and 4. So you'll see action on the right pair here for your opening match, and then the left pair for the finals. Okay, so just hang loose, and we're going to begin our first match in just a moment. Okay, bowling fans, we're going to begin our semifinal matches in just a moment. I will be introducing the team. Okay, does everybody have 3 balls? Okay, so Jersey is your choice. Start on 5 and finish on 6. Or you want to start on 6 and finish on 5? Yeah, choice you have yet. Everybody else want to do that? Just you do one more. You just want to start on 6. Everybody good now with practice? All right, bowling fans, we're going to begin our semifinal match on the pair to your right here, 5 and 6. We have number 2 seed, Jersey Lanes, Boyce, Collins, Martins, Cunningham, and Struthers, taking on number 3 seed, Howell Lanes, Lamp, Dramatic, Lazarski, Bennett, and Fogarty. Okay? Jersey Lanes has elected to start the match on lane 6, so they finish on lane 5. All right? Each bowling will alternate shots, and we will begin our match. So, bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our semifinalists. Okay? So just follow your name. When you're up the bowl, follow your name. All in bright. Okay, bowling fans, we are about to begin semifinal matches for today's tournament. Paul Lamp steps up first for Howell Lanes. First shot. 10 pin. Couldn't see it. Looked like a strike. Bright Boyce up first for Jersey Lanes. A little bit light, leaves a 3 pin. Paul picks up his spare. Again, we will bowl 1 game head-to-head. Winner of this match, single elimination, will advance to the title match to take on Fort Meade Bowl out of Fort Meade, Maryland for the title. Haley starts with a strike for Howell Lanes. Jamid comes in high, 369, so he'll try to convert his spare. First shot for Caitlin. And gets a light mixer. Good shot there to start the match. Howell Lanes team coached by the PBA Hall of Famer Parker Bone III, who's in attendance here today.
Come on, Mike. Come on.
I want to thank everybody for coming out. We did experiment a little bit with the format this year, and I think it's safe to say not every format works out perfectly. So we tried to run one division this year with just a scratch side payout. I think we will go back to 2 divisions next year. So, 2 divisions.
Take advantage, Joe.
The key is just having enough scratch teams to run a scratch division in this event. And we had a total of 4 today. 6-1 there for Jason Bennett for frame number 1. William Cunningham up in the first shot of the match for his team. He gets a strike. Michael Fogarty comes in light, leaves a 9-pin. Kai Struthers up for Jersey Lanes. He gets a strike. So Jersey Lanes starts with 3 out of 5 strikes. I don't know why it's shut off. Okay, Michael picks up the spare. So we start frame 2. Again, our message board is up and operational. So tell your friends to tune in. We're at 222 Dutch Lanes in Ephrata, PA. First of our big team events of the season. We have another one in the spring, which will be our college event, which is regular games and Baker this year. Right voice with a strike. 20 in the first for him, same as his opponent. Kaylee. Pretty good shot. It's a 10-pin. So she'll try to pick up her spare. If you're watching today, tell us where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. We've got no teams this from PA today in this PA-based event.
Hey, hold your spare, yo.
2 teams from New Jersey, 1 team from Maryland for today's finals. Kaylee not able to convert her 10-pin. Jamid. Collins able to pick up his spare. Caitlin in the second. She gets a double with a strike. Good pickup there. Michael Collins up for Jersey Lanes. Crosses over and gets a strike. They're all look the same on the scoreboard. He'll take the double.
Let's go, Jay.
Let's go, Will. Double up.
Jason Bennett following the open in the first.
Come on, Jay.
He goes 10 back with that shot. So good recovery shot there for Jason Bennett.
Cheer for everybody. Harder cheer for you. Keep cheering.
And back for William Cunningham. So as you can see, this pattern, fresh pattern for the finals today. ABT number 2, not a
You better be careful, break it through.
not a
I know
tough,
you do. I know.
Let's go, guys. Double up.
more of a recreational type pattern. A lot of high scores today. I want to congratulate Joseph Vasquez from the J Lanes team. He bowled a perfect 300 game today during qualifying. And then we also had Aiden Watts, who had a 299. Aiden will be competing with our team that is in the tournament lead right now. So he'll be bowling in a little bit in the title match. Struthers' second frame leaves a 3-pin, so he'll try to pick up the spare. Kai picks up the spare. Clean board through 2 frames for Jersey Lanes. The 14 pins separate our 2 teams as they begin frame number 3. Hello, Mike Hammond, checking in from Eugene, Oregon today. Thanks for watching on the PJBT channel. Right with the strike in the 3rd. Start off the frame for Jersey Lanes. Let's see if Howell can respond. Paul Lamp up in the 3rd. Paul got it a little bit wide of target. Leaves the 2-4-5. So we'll see if he can pick up the spare. Collins comes up high, leaving the tricky 3-9-10. So he'll try to make it 3 spares in a row. Collins not able to convert his spare, so 45 in the 3rd. All the results of today's event and the bracket for the finals, the 2-game stepladder, is posted on tournamentbowl.com. I want to thank tournamentbowl.com for being the official website of all PJBT scoring for this 26th season. Today being our 10th event of the season. Kaylee comes in high, leaves the 4-6. Michael Martins also comes in high, leaving the 3-6. Hello, Mad Love from Freehold, New Jersey, watching today. Again, we have exciting matches coming up here. It will be the winner of this match will take on Fort Meade Bowl for the title. Put on a dominant performance today. Kalen, good shot, leaves 10 pin. Michael gets his spare, so 48 in the 2nd for him. Not able to convert her spare, so 57 in the 3rd for her. Back-to-back opens for Howard Lanes. Cunningham in the 3rd. Comes in light, tries to trip the 2-pin, but not able to. Jason Bennett makes shot in the 3rd to pick up his teammates with a strike. So double for Bennett.
Hey, 1.
Cunningham picks up the spare, 49 in the 2nd for him. Fogarty comes in light, leaves a 3-9. Double wood there. I think he really liked that shot. Just did not finish the way he thought it would. Ice Brothers with a strike in the third. So that will extend Jersey lead after 3 frames. Michael picks up the spare. It'll be a 31 pin difference. Jersey Lanes leads by 31 through 3 frames. Paul leaves a 5 pin to start frame 4. Brighton with a strike. Paul picks up the spare, so 59 in the third. All I can say for Brighton is I understand or for Paul rather, I understand his pain. Leaving a 5 pin. Collins comes up high, almost leaves a split, breaks it up, leaves the 7 pin. Cayley in the 4th. Misses right of target. Leaves the 1-2-4. So after 2 opens, she'll try to pick up the spare. Collins makes his spare. Spare for Cayley. Big shot there for Michael Martins. Perfect ball. Double spare strike, 68 in the third for him. Here comes Caitlin. Leaves another 10 pin. Pretty good shot. Cunningham with a strike in the 4th.
Phenomenal.
69 in the third, so he's got the double spare strike. Caitlin makes the spare, so 3 spares for Howell Lanes in the 4th. By Struthers, he's in light, leaves the 3 pin. Big strike there for Jason Bennett. So Bennett trying to, after the open in the first, he's trying to pick his team up with 3 in a row there. High makes the spare. So 60 in the third. Michael Fogarty can cut the lead for Jersey Lanes to 42 here with a strike in the 4th to finish off the frame. And he makes a big strike. So 60 in the third for him individually. The difference is 42 as we head into the middle frame. There's the strike Paul was looking for. Strike in the 4th. Brighton with another strike to start the fifth. Spare 4 in a row for Brighton. Got a good score going there. Kaylee gets a strike in the fifth. So that's 2 for 2 for the frame for their team. Collins with a strike. He gets his first strike of the match.
There you go.
Caitlin with a strike. Perfect frame so far for Howell Lanes as they try to crawl just slightly back into the match. They weren't too far behind, but their opponents, Jersey Lanes, they started with 2 strikes.
Hey, fair.
Martins with a good shot. Looked like it's going to be 3. Leaves a 10 pin. Strike for Jason Bennett. That's 4 in a row for him. And Howell Lanes has a possibility of a perfect frame here in the fifth. Martins picks up his spare, 88 in the fourth for him. A big shot here from Michael Fogarty. He can strike. Really will help that start tightening up the mount. And he strike. Perfect frame for Howell Lanes. Cunningham up in the fifth for Jersey. Great shot. I'm not sure what missed the 7 pin, but something did. So he'll try to pick up the spare. Cunningham picks up the spare, 89 in the fifth, or in the fourth rather. So everybody off to a decent start in this match. Struthers in the fifth. He gets a messenger strike. 80 in the fifth for him. Scoreboard still showing 42 pin difference for 2 teams. However, Howell Lanes with all strikes working in the fifth. So, a couple more strikes for Howell. Match will be tightening up. First shot for Brighton in the sixth. Comes in light. And he leaves the left-hander's bucket, the 3, 5, 6, 9. So he'll try to convert that. Meanwhile, Paul looking for a double. He gets it.
Follow me up. Come on.
Every shot. Right. Picks up the bucket. So 126 in the fifth. Kaylee in the sixth. Gets a strike. So that is 9 consecutive strikes for Howell Lanes. Middle of this match, they're making a little bit of a run here. Collins comes in light, 2, 4, 8, 2, 4, 10 rather. 8 pin one away. Caitlin leaves a 10 pin, so the streak ends at 9 for Howell. But
on, baby. Boys tonight.
Collins gets one. So second open of the match for him, 91 in the sixth. Caitlin picks up the spare. 97 in the fifth for her. Michael comes in a little bit high, leaves a 4-pin. Jason Bennett working 4 in a row. Make it 5 with a strike. So big shot there. So bowling fans, if you're just tuning in, you are watching the PJBT live from 222 Dutch Lanes in Ephrata. This is our semifinal match for today's 12th annual Bowling Center Championship, sponsored by Lane Tamers Pro Shop and Brunswick today. You are watching the semifinal match right now on 5 and 6. The winner of this match head-to-head, one game, will advance to take on Fort Meade Bowl on lanes 3 and 4 for the title. We started the day with 16 teams of 5, 80 bowlers today.
There you go, Will. Come on, Ty.
Cunningham with a strike in the sixth.
Double up, let's go.
Michael Fogarty left a 6-pin. Fogarty picks up the spare, 109 in the fifth for him. So pretty close match here. Jersey Lanes will maintain their lead in the match in the sixth frame. Kai Struthers comes in light again. Left lane seems to be causing a little bit of trouble for some of them that it doesn't want to finish, especially if you're left-handed. He leaves a 3-pin. So the deficit's going to be about 23 pins if he can pick up the spare here.
Come on, Ty.
But once again, this match will still come down to the end. Kai picks up the spare, so 100 in the fifth. He's got an interesting game going. He has not struck yet on that left lane. And that's going to be the lane he'll finish on for the team. 24 pins separate our two teams as we start frame 7 of this semifinal match. Right with a messenger. Messenger 7-pin. Right, 146 in the sixth for him. Paul Lamp looking for a triple. He comes in high, leaves the 610. Collins makes an interesting shot. Again, looked like should have been a strike, but something missed the 4-pin. Paul makes the 610, not the way he drew it up, but he certainly makes it. It looked like he was going to chop the 6 off the 10. The 6 came from the back and hit the 10 from behind to make the spare. So, good way to avoid chopping the spare. Collins makes his spare also. Haley up here for Howell, looking for 3 in a row. He's got that one inside a target. Leaves the 6-pin. So she'll try to convert her spare. Martin's up in the 7th. Comes in light. Leaves the 2-10. Makeable split. See if he can convert there. Kaylee not able to convert her 6-pin. So 114 in the 7th for her. Martin's with an unforced error there. Doesn't get any count, so 133 in the 7th for him. Again, if you're just tuning in, Mike Hammonds, just to answer, 222 Dutch Lanes. That's in Ephrata, PA, between Reading and Lancaster, PA. Strike there for Caitlin in the 7th. Cunningham with a strike. That's a double for Cunningham. Jason Bennett up now, looking for 6 in a row. Ah, ball king's in high. Leaves the 3-6. Kai Struthers up in the 7th. He's perfect on this lane. And he keeps it perfect with a strike. So he's got to make an adjustment on that left lane as he has 120 in the 6th. Bennett picks up the spare, 145 in the 6th for Bennett. So Michael Fogarty can give Howell Lanes the lead of the match with a strike here to finish off the 7th frame. They did trail early in the match. Michael Fogarty with a strike. 129 in the 6th for him. 13-pin lead for Howell Lanes. The board is now turned. We start the 8th frame. Just 13 pins separating our 2nd and 3rd seed teams. The winner of this match will advance to 3 and 4 to take on our tournament leading team, Fort Meade Bowl from Fort Meade, Maryland. Paul with a strike in the 8th. Kaylee up in the 8th. Got that one wide of target. So she leaves the 1-2-7. Right voice. It's another messenger. That is a back-to-back messengers for Brighton Boyce in the 7th and 8th. Kaylee picks up her spare. That's an important shot there. Board clean. The exciting part of team bowling, anything can happen. Usually does. Comes down to the last shot. Collins with a light strike. You know, after a couple of bad breaks in this match for him, I'm sure he's going to take that one. The light mixer. Caitlin comes in light, leaves the 7-pin. Michael Martins, 10-pin. So after a string of 4 in a row for Jersey Lanes, Martins leaves the 10 pin. Caitlin not able to convert her 7 pin, so that'll give her 145 in the 8th. Jason Bennett with a great shot, leaving a solid 9 pin. Martins picks up his spare.
Short him off.
There you go. How you guys heard me back here?
I heard you.
On camera.
Bennett not able to convert his spare, so back-to-back single pin misses as Howell Lane's building a brick wall a little bit. 173 in the 8th. Cunningham with a strike. So this will give Jersey Lanes a chance to take the lead back here. As they were leading after 6, trailed after 7.
That's all the way you got him. I'm like,
May have the lead back here in the 8th. Fogarty goes wide, leaves the 136. He'll try to pick up the spare. Meanwhile, Kai Struthers trying to figure out this left lane. He has not struck yet on this left lane.
Okay.
Coach says, good adjustment, I guess. Leaves the 7 pin, so he'll try to convert the spare. Michael picks up his spare, 149 in the 7th for him. So we're going to finish the 8th frame. Kai Struthers picks up the spare. So Jersey Lanes, the scoreboard shows they have a 1-pin lead, but they also have a bunch of doubles going into the 9th frame. Nobody has a strike in the 8th for Howell Lanes except for Paul, the leadoff bowler, who can make it a double here. So Jersey Lanes, even though the board says they're only up 1 pin, they are in the driver's seat as we start the 9th frame. Foundation frame. Lane with a strike. He's got a big game going. He could still shoot 260. So let's see what Paul can do here. Big shot to help the team get a string going. Like a pretty good ball. And he gets it. Paul with a strike. So Paul can shoot max 237. Collins leaves a pocket 7-10 with a flying messenger. Hard to believe. Meanwhile, Kaylee gets a snowplow strike. So, anything can happen. Collins gets 1, so 139 in the 9th for him. Big strike there for Caitlin. So Howell Lane's trying to build something into the 10th frame. Martins comes in light, leaves a 8 pin. So he'll try to convert the spare. Jason Bennett with a strike, so Michael Fogarty has a chance to make a perfect frame for Howell Lanes here in the ninth. Martins picks up this spare. So a perfect frame for Howell Lanes. Perfect frame for Howell Lanes in the ninth. Cunningham with a strike. That gives him 4 in a row. So the scoreboard's going to show, if Kai gets a strike, it will show them up by 38. However, in the 10th frame, 61, 60, 260, 120, 161, 90, 240. So Howell Lanes, if everybody strikes out, Howell Lanes could gain 20 back on the board. So Struthers gets a strike in the ninth. So the board shows that as we start the 10th frame, Jersey Lanes leads by 38. However, if everybody strikes out, the difference is about 18 at the moment. So it's about a mark difference heading into the 10th frame. So anything could happen here. Brighton will start us off. He's got 3 in a row, looking for 4. And he gets the strike. So he's got a shot at a big game here. Paul gets a strike. 3 in a row for Paul, so good matching shot there. This match will come down to the 10th frame. Mike, you enjoy that Halloween candy. And thank you for messaging us on the board. Right with another strike, that'll put him in the 260s. Okay, Paul trying to match here. Paul comes in light, leaves the 2-pin. He gets the count, so he'll be in the 220s. Seven count for Brighton. He finishes with a nice game of 263. And Paul Lamb finishes with 226. Difference still 46 on the scoreboard, but in the mark department, 30, 70, 120, 180. Still a 20-pin difference on the mark board. Collins with a big strike. Clutch strike for their team. So he tries to salvage this game. Kaylee, big strike there for Kaylee. So Kaylee can max out at 194. Collins can only max at 169. Collins with a strike, so that's a big double.
One more.
Right now, Jersey Lanes, if every bowler gets a double, cannot lose the match. It's only about an 18-pin difference, but they cannot lose the match. Big strike there for Kaylee. So she will pull the game out, finish in the 190s. Last shot for Collins. And he gets 10 back. So he finishes with 169. So good finish there.
Let's go. Ready? Come on.
everybody does that, and Jersey Lanes will lock it up. And a big triple for Kaylee Dramatic, who finishes with 194. Michael Martins comes in high, leaves the 3-6-10. So an opportunity here for Caitlin if she can get a strike. She gets it. She kicks out the 7-pin late and gets the strike. So that's a big one. Martins picks up his spare. So Martins is going to do his best to strike out here for one, strike out in the field ball for 189. Big shot here for Caitlin. She gets another 10 back. So that's a big pickup. She can shoot 205 now. Martins gets the strike, finishes with 189. So there's about a 10-pin difference on the bottom of the scoreboard at the moment between both teams. Good count for Caitlin. She finishes with 204. So it's about a 14-pin difference. About 14 pins between the two bowlers remaining. Cunningham gets the first strike. So it's going to be important for Bennett to match here. 14 pins separate the two teams with two bowlers to go. Bennett with a strike. That keeps the board even. 14 pins separate the two teams. So a very exciting semifinal match if you're just tuning in. Winner advances.
Let's go, Will!
Cunningham with a strike. So keep the pressure on Howard Lanes and Bennett here. Be interesting if it comes down to the final bowler, as Kai Struthers has not struck in the left lane yet. But Bennett with another strike to match. So it's still 14 pins. Now count becomes even a importance of here. Cunningham finishes with a nice game of 259. So the difference is going to remain that 14 pins if Bennett can strike. .233 for Bennett. So now it comes down to Kai Struthers. Kai needs a mark and good count to shut Howell Lanes out. Good count. He needs a mark and good count to shut out Howell Lanes. And he stones an 8-pin. Stones an 8-pin. Unbelievable. He needs that spare. Meanwhile, Michael Fogarty needs 3 in a row to keep the pressure on. And he gets the strike. So the first strike tightens it up. Kai still needs the spare and a good count. Really is separated by about 2 pins at the moment. Kai makes the spare. Second shot for Michael Fogarty, and it's a big one. Must have. leaves a 6-pin. And that, ladies and gentlemen, should do it. It literally came down to the last bowler in the 10th frame. But with a fill, 199 for Kai Struthers, 218 for Michael Fogarty, and it is a 4-pin victory for Jersey Lanes. Jersey Lanes wins it 1079 to 1075. What a match. 4 pins separating our two teams.
Great bowling.
Can only hope for exciting matches like that in our team event. So, Jersey Lanes will advance to the title match to take on Fort Meade Bowl.
Hopefully there was a lot of people watching.
That was a quite exciting match. Came down to just 4 pins. Okay, so how lanes?
Only I didn't get none of my fill shot.
All right, bowling fans, so stay tuned. We're going to give out some awards, and then we're going to move on to our title matches. So stay tuned. You're watching the PJBT live on YouTube. We'll be back with our title matches in a moment.
Okay, bowling fans, time to give out our awards for our third place finishing team in this year's Bowling Center Championship. Our third place finishing team receiving a $250 scholarship, and the third place medal for each bowler on the team goes to Howell Lanes, Cole Lamb, Haley Dramatic, Ethan Notarski, Jason Bennett, and Michael Fogarty.
PJBT is technically off. But next week, PJBT will be traveling to New Jersey for the first ever string pin event tournament with the NJYBT. If you're interested in signing up, it's Baker's Doubles. Registration link is on the NJYBT Facebook page. That's a 10 a.m. start, and that's next Sunday, November 10th. Then the following Sunday, November 17th, is our 6th annual Steve Brown Memorial Tournament with KBT. It's a youth event and an adult event. It's a singles event to start. Then after the singles event is finished with both the youth and the adult tournaments, there will be a blind draw for doubles to do the adult junior portion of the event. So technically speaking, you can actually cash twice. Then the following Sunday, to wrap up the month of November, we will be in Limerick, Pennsylvania at Bolero Limerick for our adult junior tournament number 3. Then we're off the first Sunday in November. Then we're back in action Sunday, December 8th for our 21 and under doubles event number 3. That's going to be at Colony Park North in York, Pennsylvania. That's a 10 a.m. start time. Then Sunday, December 15th is our adult junior tournament number 4. That's at Clearview Lanes in Mount Joy. Then we are off until after Christmas with our legendary Day After Christmas event at Jordan Lanes in Whitehall, Pennsylvania. Then to wrap up 2024, surprisingly, I'm talking about wrapping up 2024. It's crazy to me. But anyways, Tuesday, December 31st is our New Year's Eve Day Classic at Strike Zone Alley in Pottsville, Pennsylvania. You can sign up for any of our events online. If you have any questions, reach out to any of us. But again, we will be back. PJBT will be back in action in 2 weeks. Okay, bowling fans, so we're going to line up here now for the title match for today's tournament. Bear with me as I'm just playing with the scoreboard here, trying to get it a little bit, resizing it. Hello, Mrs. Struthers. Thanks for chiming in. Jersey Lane squeaking out a victory by 4 pins in our semifinal. So hopefully the title match is just as exciting. We are down to Fort Meade Bowl from Maryland and Jersey Lane's from New Jersey. The winner will not only take home the scholarship money title for today, but their home bowling center will receive a $500 donation from the PJBT towards their junior league program. One of the benefits of our event. You're not kidding. That was quite an exciting match. I know that that's good for now. Thank you. So yes, not only will the winner we're going to pay out a total of $2,000 in scholarships for today's event. But most importantly, a $500 bonus to the Junior League program of either one of these centers that win today's title. As we mentioned earlier, we started with 16 teams today, 80 bowlers. I will admit that we tried something different this year that didn't really seem to work out. So we'll probably go back to the old format for next year. But we didn't think we'd have enough scratch teams to run a scratch division. So the plan this year was to run everybody in one division of handicap. And ironically, our teams in the finals were from the scratch division, or I should say scratch division teams. So we'll go back to taking probably the top 2 teams next year in each division to have a 1-game roll-off. But in any case, we're going to finish out this year's, and it was a very successful event. And then do it again next year. I know Stacy mentioned it, but don't forget, if you're bowling next Sunday, it does count as a PJBT event on our schedule. If you plan on bowling the string pin tournament in New Jersey, first string pin event of that ever counts as part of the PJBT. We invite you to sign up online for the New Jersey Youth Bowlers Tour next weekend from Circle Bowl. It is a Baker doubles, so make sure you get a doubles partner and sign up for the doubles event next weekend in New Jersey. The PJBT will back on 2 weeks from today at Palmyra Bowling Center in Palmyra, PA for our singles, doubles, and adult event, the Steve Brown Memorial. Multiple ways to catch for the adults and the bowlers, so make sure you come out and join us at Palmyra Bowling Center in Palmyra, PA 2 weeks from today on Sunday, November the 17th. We'll then finish off the month with an adult or a major and adult junior event. We'll be at Limerick Bowl in Limerick, PA, starting at 10 a.m. on Sunday, November the 24th. So we got a lot of people tuning in. Got some people rooting for Jersey Lanes. We got some comments out there for Fort Meade. So, yeah, tell your fans out there or friends that we are up to the title match for today's Bowling Center Championship, and it's time to get them started.
Fort Meade has elected to start the match. I have to reverse it, but Fort Meade has elected to start the match on lane 4. All right, bowling fans, let's give a nice hand for our title match.
Yeah, and he also has.
How they mixed up the teams.
Hi, Dave.
Still not right.
He's making dinner, thank God.
No, you're finishing on the alt. No, you have it all wrong. You have it all wrong.
Okay, we're all set. Here we go. All right, Jackson's going to start us off for Fort Meade Bowl. And he gets a strike. First shot for Brighton comes in high, leaves a 4-pin.
Maybe you need to get stretched out a little bit.
That would have been.
Aiden leaves a 10-pin, was hoping for that 10 to fall. Aiden had an underscore during qualifying as he shot 299. Brighton picks up the spare. Watt picks up the spare. Ten back for Collins as he makes a good adjustment. That's a good first shot after the last match. Bennett with a strike for Fort Meade. Michael Martin Collins, 10 pin.
On what, Mike? Come on.
Don't worry, there's only another hour of bowling left. Cam, you can leave now. Dude, I think we'll still. You might. You might.
Martin's not able to convert the spare, so 9 in the first. Chance McLean leaves a 10 pin. So Cunningham with a big game in the last match, 259. See if he can carry that over here. Cunningham gets a strike. It's a light mixer, and then he loosen his arm up a little bit. Lane picks up his spare. So Fort Meade Bowl, for the record, had about a 200-pin lead on the field today. As they bowled excellent all day. Team games of around 1,100 every game. Nick Trentler, first shot, lane 4. Really good shot. Leaves a 4 pin. Kai picks up the spare after leaving the 3-9. Trentler picks up his spare. So 50 in the first for 14, 49 for Jersey. That is correct. Whether you're rooting for Fort Meade or Jersey Lanes, one game to go here to determine our 2024 Bowling Center Championship. Jackson just a bit outside, not where he meant to go. Good news is he's on a strike, so if he picks up the spare, no harm, no foul. Brighton with a strike, so he's got 20 in the first. Jackson picks up the spare by getting 10 back, so 20 in the first for him.
But all I heard in the background was Pat saying, a bit outside.
A tad bit outside. That might have been worse.
Everything. 10 pin for Collins in the second. Aiden Watts with a big break there. He had a shot at leaving almost a bucket, 2-4-5-8. Looked like the 5 pin kind of spun off the 2, the 4, and the 8 for the strike. Collins picks up his spare, so 20 in the first for him. Cameron Bennett with a strike. He has the first double of the match. Michael comes in high, leaves the 3-10 baby split. So he'll try to pick up the spare. 10 back for Chance McLean. So after the gutter spare by the opening bowler for Fort Meade, they have a string of 3 strikes in frame 2. Viewership up to almost 40 viewers right now, so we're getting up there. If you're just tuning in, this is the title match for today's Bowling Center Championship here on 3 and 4. Two teams are Fort Meade Bowl in Maryland and Jersey Lanes in New Jersey. Nick Trentler with a strike, so 4 out of 5 for their team. Michael Martin's able to convert his baby split spare. Cunningham now up in the second, looking for a double. Got that one inside target, offhand, leaves the 3-6. So he'll try to convert the spare. Cunningham not able to convert his spare, so 28 in the second. And then Kai Struthers goes light, leaves the 3-pin. Again, these teams not only bowling for scholarship money for all bowlers, but then a $500 donation to their junior league program from the PJBT, as we do every year with this event. This is our tournament that we try to give back to our local bowling centers and teams, this year going out of state based on the teams that made the finals. We always like to support our local junior league programs. Veach with a strike, 40 in the second. Boyce comes in high and makes, unfortunately, a mess of it. Been better if the pin probably stood. 2-7-8. So now he has the tricky baby split with the back pin. 8 Watts up in the third. Light mixer leaves the 4 pin. So he'll try to pick it up. Boyce gets 2. It's a tough one. So 48 in the third for Brighton Boyce. Watts picks up the spare. 40 in the second for him. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is the title match for today's PJBT, our Bowling Center Championship, once a year event. We're at 222 Dutch Lanes in Ephrata, PA, just between Reading and Lancaster. Sponsored by Lane Tamers Pro Shop and Mike Moss, and also Brunswick. I want to thank Parker Bone for being in attendance today, bringing an extra bowling ball for our raffle today. We had 2 bowling balls go away for the raffle. 7-pin for Cameron Bennett. Breaks up the split. Mike Martins gets his first strike of the match. 29 in the second for him. So Jersey Lanes with a couple early miscues and opens, but still certainly in the match. Cameron picks up the spare. 49 in the second for him. Cunningham with a strike in the third. 3 strikes now in a row in the frame for Jersey Lanes. McLean, pretty good shot, leaves the 10 pin. So he'll try to convert the spare. Once again, our message board is up and operational. If you want to tell us who you're watching, who you're rooting for, where you're at watching today, if you're in a special place. I believe we had Mike Hammond watching from Eugene, Oregon this afternoon. Struthers leaves the 4-7-10 split, so he's going to try to probably get count here. Chance McLean not able to convert his spare, so that's the first open in the match for Fort Meade, as he gets 48 in the third. Struthers gets 2, so 45 in the third for him. Trentler with a strike, so big double for Nick Trentler. So right now a 37-pin lead for Fort Meade, as we are a third of the way through the match. Three bowlers, 2 here on Jersey Lanes with open splits in the third. Bright being one of them. Let's see if he can. Gets back on it with a strike. Jackson comes in light, 2, 4, 8, 10.
All right, good evening, League Bowlers. We have a few announcements for return your lanes.
Collins with a strike in the fourth. That's a double for him. Jackson makes the split. Great shot for Jackson. Jackson. Martin's with a strike. So that's 2 doubles for Jersey Lanes. But that was a nice split conversion for Jackson Beach. Aiden Watts, that's a strike. 60 in the third for Aiden. Cunningham comes in light, leaves the 2-8. So he's going to try to get a spare here. Chance McLean. No, rather, I have the names wrong. Sorry. Cameron Bennett, rather, leaves the 10 pin. Cunningham picks up his spare, 48 in the third for him. Bennett picks up his spare, 68 in the third. Struthers with a strike. So 4 out of 5 strikes there for Jersey Lanes in frame 4. Chance McLean comes in high, leaves the 3-6. So he'll try to pick up the spare.
Take it, Will. Come on.
Meanwhile, Jackson Beach will start frame 5 for Fort Meade. And he comes in high, trips out the 4, leaves the 7-10. Not the way he drew it up. Chance picks up his spare. So 48 in the third for Chance. Beach gets one, so he'll have 87 in the fifth. Nick Trentler steps up here looking for a triple. And he gets it. Big shot. So the anchor bowler for Fort Meade, Nick Trentler, with 3 in a row. The board shows Fort Meade up by about 70 at the moment. However, Jersey Lanes has a bunch of strikes working. So let's see if they can build on that to tighten up the match. Brighton leaves a 7-pin, so he'll try to pick up the spare. Mike, we hope you're enjoying that Hershey chocolate bar from just down the road from where we are. Aiden gets a strike. That's a double for Aiden. Brighton picks up the spare, 68 in the fourth for him. Both of our top bowlers are basically match score for score right now. Cameron Bennett with a strike, 88 in the fourth for him. So Collins, after struggling in the first match, strike, spare, double, looking for 3 in a row. Comes in high, 3-6-10. It's all right. Looking to pick up a spare. Chance McLean up on lane 4. 9 count, 4-pin. Collins picks up his spare, 87 in the fourth for him. So viewership up to 50 viewers, just hit 50 on the board. So you're just tuning in. This is the title match for today's PJBT Bowling Center Championship, our 5-person team tournament event. We are at 222 Dutch Lanes in Ephrata, PA. We're down to the final 2 teams in each division. Today's event sponsored by Lane Tamers Pro Shop and Mike Moss. We also want to thank Parker Bone III for throwing in a bowling ball in our raffle today from Brunswick. Chance not able to convert his spare, but Nick picks him up with his 4th strike in a row. William Cunningham with a strike in the 5th. So he's got 68 in the 4th. So, with a strike here, Kai can tighten up the match to 44 pins. Plus, Jersey Lanes has a couple more marks working, as Fort Meade had 2 opens in the 5th. So this would tighten up the match with a strike. And he gets it. Big double there for Kai Struthers. So 44 pins on the scoreboard, but a bunch of more marks going towards Jersey Lane's side. So Fort Meade still has the lead, but it is tighter than the scoreboard shows as we start frame 6 of this title match. Boyce with a strike. So 88 in the 5th for Boyce. Jackson Beach breaks up the split. He's had back-to-back splits. He went light again on that left lane, leaves the 2-4. So you may have to make an adjustment there. Collins up in the 5th. And he kicks out the 4-pin for the strike. Beach picked up his spare. Martins comes in high, leaves the 3-6-10. So he'll try to convert his spare. Aiden Watts gets a triple. So he's got a big game going. Again, if you missed our first match, our semifinal match between Jersey Lanes and Howell Lanes came down to 4 pins. It came down to the last ball of the anchor bowlers, and 4 pins separated our match, 1079 to 1075. So we hope to have just as an exciting match here. Cameron Bennett with a strike. Martin's not able to convert his spare. He's at 114 in the 6th. Cunningham goes 10 back for a double. Clearly Cunningham is hurt, but he continues to strike. Chance McLean goes wide, 5 count. Washout +1, 1, 2, 4, 6, 10. Nobody wants to know what's going on off the camera in the back here as they're trying to massage his hamstring. Nice Brothers with a big strike. That's a triple for Kai. And 4 out of 5 for Jersey Lanes. Chance not able to convert, so back-to-back opens for him. He's at 84 in the 6th. So right now, if Nick Trentler would get a strike here, Fort Meade would be up by 33 through 6 frames of the title match. Gets the strike, so 5 in a row for Nick Trentler. 33 pin, actually 27 pin lead rather. Jackson Beach starts frame 7 with a better shot, but Messenger takes out the 10, but the 7 stays. So he'll try to pick up the spare. Big shot here for Brighton. He could get a double and get this rolling for Jersey Lanes. Again, our winning team will take home $750 in scholarship. Our second place team will take home $500. And the winning team will take home also a $500 donation for their junior league program, courtesy of the PJBT. Jackson Beach picks up the spare. Brighton with the 7 pin picks up the spare. So 108 in the 6th for him. So our top 2 bowlers are pretty much even. They're separated by 2 pins on each side. They come here to the second bowler. Max score 257 on one side, 260 on the other, until Aiden threw that shot. Unfortunately, he got it inside target, and he left a 4-6-7, not able to break up the split. So this is an opportunity for Collins to take advantage. He comes in light and leaves the 2-8. Looked like he kind of overthrew that ball a little bit, and it just rolled right through the break point, never turned into the pocket. But a spare could help him out here. Watts gets 2, so that'll post 145 on the scoreboard for him. Collins gets 1. So both bowlers with an open. He has 135 in the 7th. So we're in the middle of the 7th frame title match for the Bowling Center Championship. Bennett, big strike for Fort Meade. That's 3 in a row for him. Mike Martins with a good adjustment. Gets a strike in the 7th. Chance with a strike. So good follow-up. First strike for Chance since the 2nd frame. Gets back lined up. Cunningham looking for a triple. He gets it. William Cunningham, 3 in a row for him.
Let's go, Kai.
Nick Trentler with a big strike. Nick Trentler with 6 in a row. Still working on the 290 pace right now. And Struthers with a strike. So the lead down to 33. 33 pin lead for Fort Meade as we start the 8th frame. Scoreboards are just about even when it comes to marks and everything. So 33 is the number with 3 frames to go. Brighton starts it off with a strike. Good shot there for Jersey Lanes. Jackson Beach, good shot, leaves a 10 pin. Big strike there for Collins. Veach not able to convert his spare, so 134 in the 8th for him. Martins with a high flush strike. So Martins with a double. Working on the perfect frame.
Come on, Will, keep it going.
Watts comes in a little bit light, 2-8. So he'll look to pick up a spare here. Jersey Lane's building some strikes. They've got a run of 6 in a row at the moment. Picks up his spare. So max score for Aiden individually, 225. So if you were just tuning in, our first match of the day was 1079 to 1075. It was a 4-pin affair. In our semifinal, Jersey Lane squeaked out the victory over Howell Lanes in New Jersey. Bennett leaves a 10-pin, and it literally came down to the last shot in the 10th frame by both anchors. So, exciting team bowling here today at the Bowling Center Championship for the PJBT. They're closing in on 2.5 frames to determine our champion. Cameron Bennett picks up his spare. So 167 in the in the 7th rather for him. Cunningham gets a big strike. That's a big strike. 4 in a row for Jersey Lanes. So Kai Struthers can step up and get a strike for a perfect 8th frame for Jersey Lanes. Chance McLean with a strike. So after he's recovered well after struggling in the middle of the match, he's got a double. For the perfect frame. Struthers comes in light, leaves the 3-7. Knew it when he let it go, so let's see if he can convert. Meanwhile, Nick Trentler, 10 back and 7 in a row. So after an opening spare, he's got 7 in a row. Struthers gets 1, so he posts 161 in the 8th. So the scoreboard shows Fort Meade up 34 pins. Now let's check the marks real quick. 220, 250, 120, 200, 230. So in theory, it's about a 14-pin lead from Fort Meade based on the marks. Going into the foundation, 9th frame. Brighton starts it off, gets that ball inside target. Hasn't been his good lane for sure. Gonna leave the 2-7. Jackson goes 10 back. Brighton able to convert the baby split. So his max score could be 198. His opponent, Jackson Beach, would be 194. So those two bowlers are pretty close. Our next two bowlers on each side can tie. They both can shoot 225 at the moment. Aiden will go first here in the 9th. Ball's inside target. Now he's able to break up the baby split and leave the 10 pin. That was inside target. You can see it off his hand, and he knew it. Collins 10 back for a double. That's a big shot. It's a very close match all around. Bowlers are shot for shot really on the scoreboard right now. Watts able to convert his spare. So now our middle bowlers for each team. Mike Martin's first. He goes 10 back. Big triple. He can max out at 234. His opponent on the other side in the middle can shoot 247. So if Cameron happens to get one more spare in here, then those two bowlers will be pretty even. So it is going to come down to the 10th frame, no doubt again. Cameron goes light. He knew it. Leaves the 2-4. So with a spare, he could max out at 235. His opponent across the scoreboard, 234. Cunningham steps up, big shot, gets 10 back. That's 5 in a row for William Cunningham. Bennett able to convert his spare. And just like the first match, I have a feeling this match, we come down to the 10th frame, it is going to come down shot for shot. We had this in the first match. It probably will happen again for the title today. Ty trips out the 6 pin. 4 out of 5 strikes. Jersey Lane's set up with 3 doubles, a strike and a spare for the 10th. Chance McLean looking for 3. He's got it. Gets a strike. Jackson starts the 10th frame a while for Fort Meade with a strike. Nick Trentler looking for 8 in a row. 8 out of 9. Didn't like it, but it held. He gets the strike. So Nick Trentler carrying this team. He is being the foundation bowler you need to be late in the match. Beach with a double. So Jackson can finish in the 190s. But it's still anybody's game, especially with Jersey Lanes and all the strikes they have. Carrying into the 10th. Brighton starts it. Good shot, 7 pin. See if he can pick up the spare. Every pin is important at this point. Jackson strikes, finishes with 194 for their team. Boyce picks up the spare. Jackson with 194. Brighton could strike out here for 187. We are up to 53 viewers, our highest viewing, as we start the final frame of the title match. Got the count, 185 for Boyce. Aiden Watts, second, comes in high. Aiden leaves a 4-pin. So an opportunity here a little bit for Jersey Lanes to make up some pins. Collins working a double. Right now the difference maker in the match is Fort Meade's anchor bowler, Nick Trentler, still on pace to shoot 290. Collins with a strike, big triple. That's a good shot right there. And this is why we do this event. Team bowling at its finest. First match determined by just 4 pins. Came down to the final shot. Today looks to be the same here in the title match. It's going to be a tight one. Watts picks up the spare. He can shoot 203. Max score. Max score for Collins, 225. He'll be in the 220s with 1 more strike. Ball came in early. Knew that was inside a target off his hand. Broke in high, 4, 7, 10. So now he needs, the count. The count is so important. Finishes with 201. He gets an 8 count. And 210 for Jaheen Collins. 211 rather, 211. Said 210, but 211. Separated by about 25 pins at the moment. Bennett gets a big strike. Martin's looking to match. Leaves the 10 pin. Good shot. Very good shot. Just no love there. Bennett with another strike. So Fort Meade, with that strike, does move into the driver's seat a little bit. Still don't have a lot of wiggle room, but they do take about a 40-pin lead. Being that the bottom bowlers, Fort Meade will gain 10 if they all strike out. Bennett finishes with the triple and 235. So 235 for Bennett. Martins finishes with 213. So this is where it all happens right here. It's about a 40-pin lead for Fort Meade. If both bowlers start with a strike, and all of a sudden, the roll has changed. 2-8-10 for Chance McLean. So, double from Cunningham gets us almost back to even. Must have. And he does. Big shot. Big shot.
Straight in front of the camera.
McLean gets 2, so he will finish with 169 on the scoreboard. We are really separated by about 1 pin at the moment. If Cunningham strikes out, it would be a 1-pin difference. Had a messenger coming, but he didn't get it. 4-pin. So he'll have to pick up a spare. Now the difference will be 12. Nick Trentler, strike. First strike in the 10th. Nick Trentler needs 1 more strike to win it for Fort Meade. 1 more strike for Nick Trentler. 237 for William Cunningham. Great game there. But it all comes down to, guys. Thank you. Kai Struthers comes in high, leaving the 2-4. And that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Trentler gets the strike, and Fort Meade Bowl will take home the 2024 Bowling Center Championship. So Nick Trentler looking for the honor score now. The 11 in a row, 290. Needs 1 more strike. Kai Struthers will finish out with 200 on the scoreboard. And a team game of 1046 for Drew Dillings. There it is. No, he doesn't get the award score. 289 for Nick Trentler and a 42-pin victory for Fort Meade. 1088 to 1046.
He told me we're both going to get 150 and let them do the rest.
All right, that was a very exciting match. Came down to the 10th frame once again. We're going to give out some final awards, and then we'll wrap up the show, so stay tuned. You are watching the PJBT live on YouTube. Stay tuned for our final awards presentation. Okay. So, I need
Yo, what's up? Can I go to the bathroom? Like, I have to pee so bad.
Cameron.
You can call me our thingies, I think. I know, but it's not gonna happen because I'm gonna like pee myself. I swear, I'm gonna walk into the bathroom. Mike.
I was scared to hit the ball, so I was like, bro, my freaking fingers gonna shock me. That's what I'm understanding. They can hit the ball, bro, my finger was like my whole hip was going shock.
Oh, okay.
No one to sleep. No one actually got my
No, yeah.
First off, I want to realize my big
Okay. Okay, and then I also have to write 4 people. Alright, then I'll clean this up. Okay. Okay, bowling fans, time to give out our final awards for today's PJBT, our Bowling Center Championship. Finishing runner-up in this year's event, the team receiving a $500 scholarship. And the second place medals goes to the team of Jersey Lanes, Brighton Boyce, Shaheem Collins, Michael Martins, William Cunningham, and Ty Struthers. Okay, and for our winning team,
Let's start with the scholarship or donation from the PJBT. If one of the parents from our winning team, Fort Meade Bowl, would like to come forward, I will hand you a check for the Junior League program for $500. All right, and to go with that, not only were they the top scratch team during qualifying today, but they are our champions. So each bowler total receiving a $250 scholarship, so that'll be $1,250 for the entire team, and each bowler receiving a first place acrylic plaque for the title. Goes to Fort Meade Bowl, Jackson Beach,
Good job, guys.
Cameron Bennett, Chance McLean, and Nick Trentler.
Yeah, teammate.
Hold on 1 second. I didn't want to drop them. Not going to drop them. Congratulations. Let's have a nice hand for our champions. Right there, guys. We're going to get a picture with our winners, and then we'll wrap up the show. Don't forget to tune in next 2 weeks from today. Our next event on Sunday, November the 17th, will be at Palmyra Bowling Center in Palmyra, PA for the Steve Brown Memorial starting at 10 a.m. You can sign up online.